And we are live, Mel. Good evening, Texas bikers and bikers all across the nation. This is Texas Biker Radio, number 355. My name is Mel Popeye Moss. My co-host, Mel O.G. Robbins. We are with Sons of Liberty Riders MC, who is the sponsors of this show each and every week, along with a few of our friends. And we are live on YouTube, and we didn't know we were going to be. But because of technical issues, we are live. So if we goof up, that means we can't redo it. Good evening, Mel. How are you doing?
God help everyone.
Oh, man.
Doing very well, but I got to tell you, I have really grave concerns this morning. And, I know some of what we're going to talk about today has little or nothing to do with biking, but damn sure affects all of us and our liberties.
That's right.
And riding is all about liberty anyway, so we can probably tie that back into riding.
We certainly can.
There's bad juju going on right now.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. It's incredible. Hey, and we want to remind everybody right off the bat, because we keep forgetting to tell you, subscribe. Subscribe to our channel. We're getting real close to 1,000 subscribers. When we get there, there's a lot more we can do, because that's how YouTube works. The more subscribers you have, the more you can do. So make sure you do that. Well, Mel, let's...
we are close, too, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, getting real close. And, Mel, I guess let's start out with the shootings and how it relates to bikers, because, we're having our freedoms attacked every day somewhere in this state. And, with all these type things happening, it just makes it worse, because they will somehow correlate and connect that to us, just like they do with the president and what they're trying to do with white people. Absolutely incredible. I guess all white people are going to end up in a gang database, right? Think so, Mel?
Very true. We have become the unprotected, diminished class.
Yeah, it's incredible. But and Mel, I also have to, because it just flashed across my brain. You know how it works. You guys, if you are taken to jail over a minor traffic violation, like 4 miles an hour over, being across the white line, improper turn signal, no turn signal. I mean, just the silliest of things that they don't take the general public to jail for. Don't plea out. Don't take a plea bargain. Let's go to trial. And if you need help, you contact us. We have people standing by waiting to help you. Do not plea out unless you're just absolutely in dire straits. And Mel, that was the public announcement I needed to get out right off the bat.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one. Because, you've been arrested, and I would challenge anyone to remember any time a motorist has been hauled off to jail and their car impounded for failure to signal the light when driving a cage. However, the odds are 99.9%, 100% in some counties around here, that if you fail to signal or put a foot down when you stop, your ass is going to jail and your bike's being confiscated.
Yeah.
If you're a biker.
So it's
just the way it is right now. And it's about to get worse.
Yeah.
Which we will get into.
Yeah. So please, everybody. And once again, let us ask you to go to that link at Texas Biker Radio in the news and comment section. Go to that link where you can check to see if you're in the gang database. Please do that. And if they don't answer you within 2 or 3 weeks, let us know. Because, Mel, we've got some of that going on. Now, I don't know if it's because we have flooded them with those requests or if they've just decided they're not going to answer up. But let us know if they do not answer you. It's a Butch Moss on Facebook is real easy to find. Just to drop me a line and let me know they did not respond to you. And let us know if you are in the gang database and you feel you do not belong there because you have no history of criminal activities.
I would wager to say, because of the way the law is written around that criminal gang database.
Yeah.
Bill Smith brought this to our attention. I don't care if you're a felon, you're a bandito, a Hell Ranger, a pagan, a Vagos, or whatever, that supposedly qualifies you to be in that database. If you were ever entered and you have not had a conviction last 2 years, your name is supposed to be moved from that database. So that database should probably only have half a dozen names in it.
Yeah.
So think about that one. You know, if your name's in there, you need to immediately contact an attorney. I would, you know, since Bill seems to be up on it here in the DFW area, I'd contact him right away, and I'd damn sure get something done to get my name off that, because that can affect your security clearance. You have one. It can affect your job. It can affect a lot of stuff.
Can affect your commercial driver's license, depending on what kind of permit you're trying to get.
Absolutely, it can affect. Yeah, especially you know, if you've got hazardous material.
Exactly.
Endorsement. So, you know, and you can reach him. You can find his number on the COC website, cocdfw.com. He's listed in there, Bill Smith, right on the front, under officers. He sits on the board, and he'd be a good one to contact and say, hey, let's get this taken care of.
Hey, Mel, and you know, in the Central Texas area, we got Millie Thompson. She's standing by. We got a lot of people that are ready to work for you. And, you know, if you contact us and we'll put you in contact with them.
Yep.
And whatever route you want to go, we're here to help.
I understand Millie is very heavy on constitutional law.
And she's a tiger.
Yep.
So let's get busy, guys. Let's get busy. Well, Mel, let's talk about the two morons. You know, I'm at the point, and I have been for quite some time. If a crazed individual has decided he's going to kill people, he's going to use whatever means and methods that that he can use, whether it be a rifle, whether it be a pistol, whether it be a knife, whether it be a machete, whether it be a truck, whether it be a automobile. Because let me tell you, Mel, all the soft targets out there, and that's the number one thing. The soft targets that are out there is unbelievable and is there for the people that have the mind or out of their minds and decide they want to kill people in mass. Um, and now it doesn't make any difference, you know, uh, who it is he's going after, and whatever the reason is. Uh, it's it is a terrorist act. And but Mel, I mean, they talk about. I mean, they're busy talking about hate crimes right now, and I mean, Mel, you kill 20 people. What? Uh, how much more? How much more can you do to them other than put them to death? And whether they're a hate crime or not.
Absolutely. I mean, the preferred method of apprehension is shoot them in the head.
Yeah.
Let's save us all a lot of time and money. Just shoot them in the head, be done with it. I don't give a damn what their past life was, or the things they were spouting, what they did. They deserve to die, and they deserve to die immediately.
Yeah. Quickly.
But that goes to a deeper problem and a deeper situation that should have everyone sick to their stomach right now relative to your constitutional rights. And let me remind everyone that, we have a lot of horrible, I repeat, horrible laws and legislation on the books passed and enacted through pure emotionalism. We have these progressives and a lot of these just frickin' idiots out there that want to pass a law the minute something bad happens because they're all emotional about it. And they think they're passing a law that's going to cure the problem. And it never does. All it does is it removes more and more of our liberties. Prime example, Patriot Act. That thing is frickin' hideous. But here we go. And now here's Trump out there talking about wanting to get legislation passed for red flag laws. Now, that is really blood-curdling and bone-chilling, because let me tell you, that is a free frickin' headed snake. First of all, if this thing happens at a federal level, you're going to have federal agencies involved in every aspect of your business every day. It is reminiscent of the brown shirts in Nazi Germany. Let me explain it this way. Hitler promoted the youth in Germany to turn in their parents if they thought they were guilty of treasonous acts or talking against government, anything like that. They were to immediately notify the authorities. The authorities would swoop in, pick up the parents, and probably execute. Or, even worse. And that's what red flag is reminiscent. Because let me tell you, if they're successful in getting that on, that means anyone, and I mean anyone out there that has a problem with you of any sorts, merely has to place a phone call, and you have all kinds of law enforcement and potentially federal agencies swooping into your house without a frickin' warrant, confiscating anything that remotely resembles a weapon, probably including forks and butter knives, out of your kitchen drawer, you will be placed under a spotlight, interrogated, possibly incarcerated, and you may or may never be cleared, because they're trying to attach this as domestic terrorism. Go back to the Patriot Act. Terrorism, constitutional rights that you have, if they state you're a terrorist, or they charge you with an act of terrorism, you're lucky to even be able to get an attorney. Now, this may sound a little radical to you, what I'm saying, but you have to understand what in the hell's going on here. Take a couple steps back and look at it objectively. We are headed down a bad road. I have to say, what the hell is the federal government doing involved in these shootings that are going on in states anyway? That is state business. The shooting that happened in El Paso, as tragic as it is, happened in Texas and should be handled by Texas law enforcement, Texas investigators. What happened in Ohio, in California, wherever it happens, that is a state issue. But the feds are injecting themselves based on a couple of things here. One, they want to call it domestic terrorism. Well, hell, your wife could hit you over the head with a frying pan in the kitchen, and that could be called domestic terrorism.
There you go.
It's all in the hands and mouth of whoever the hell wants to hurl the charge at you. And because these people like to put out, some of them, not all of them, some of them like to put out these manifestos, they put it on the internet. And the government will latch on to anything that goes on the internet and says, aha, that is interstate, you're promoting your terrorism on the interstate basis. Now here comes the FBI. It's bad enough we have to frickin' deal with local law enforcement on motorcycle profiling. Now throw in every frickin' federal agency you can think of into the pot, and we have a real mulligan stew going here.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to start raising hell with their legislative representative on both a state and federal level before this gets out of hand.
Yeah.
Stop Trump. Stop these assholes that are trying to take our rights away through pure emotionalism.
Yeah.
I got wound up pretty good there.
Well, yes, you did. And Mel, our national SA Geezer has joined us. He is on the line, and I want to warn Geezer that we are live. So if we screw up, we can't fix it. How you doing,
and we
Geezer?
can hear you drinking your shot.
Oh, no.
Put that whiskey bottle away.
Yeah. Yeah. So look, we are losing our freedoms bit by bit, and we are trying so hard to hang on and rectify some of the stuff we see going on with bikers. And this does not help any at all, because now
let me
go ahead.
Before this escapes me, it's something else you and I talked about, and it was even pounded home even more this morning as I watched the news. Most of this bullshit is happening in what we call gun-free zones.
Yes.
Now, you want to talk about an oxymoron and a moronic thing to have happen, where these places are granted gun-free status, and God help you if you carry a gun into one of those areas, because now you're going to be a felon.
Yeah.
So they create these gun-free zones for these maniacs to come into and start shooting it up. Well, I can only imagine if Walmart was not a gun-free zone. A lot of Texans carry a gun.
Yeah.
You allow Texans to start carrying guns everywhere, I will guarantee you, any idiot that pulls out even a knife isn't going to get out of there alive.
Mm-hmm.
And will someone get shot? Yeah, maybe one or two, but at least the third one to go down, maximum, I'd say, is going to be the perpetrator.
Yes.
So, you have these gun-free zones, and then let's gravitate towards these areas that have these horrendous gun possession laws that make it extremely difficult, if not illegal, to have a gun, which is totally against the Second Amendment. But let's talk about Chicago. They said on the news this morning that every 55 seconds of every day, there's a shot ringing out in Chicago, and someone's getting shot or shot at. They have hundreds of murders. They have well over a couple of thousand, if not approaching 3,000 people that have been shot in Chicago this year alone.
Yes.
They showed all these weapons that they've confiscated, and they capped that with these stupid ass liberals will let these people out of jail on $1,000 bond.
Yeah.
So, you can have all the gun restrictions you want. You can have gun-free zones. But all those do is those promote the maniacs that flip out on us, go nuts, and want to start killing. You allow them a safer venue to do it in than if you allow us to protect ourselves, which is our God-given right.
Yes.
And, we can sit here and we can pound keyboards all day, post on Facebook, talk about it, and all that bullshit, but nothing's going to be done unless people start calling their representatives and raising hell and saying, don't you dare do that, because I'll remember that going into the book.
Exactly.
That scares the shit out of these legislators, and that's what you need to do. Remember, when Bush tried to open the borders on immigration,
mm-hmm.
Now this happened a lot of years ago, but he wanted to grant immunity.
Right.
To millions of illegals. And there was an uproar in this country that was unfreaking believable. People voiced their opinion. They did more than just pound them on the keyboard. They made phone calls. They got active, and it stopped him in his tracks.
Yes.
And that's what we got to do right now. Everyone needs to talk to everyone. Everyone needs to drop a dime and make a few phone calls.
Mel, and let me say this: our condolences goes out to the people of El Paso and Dayton, Ohio, the people up in the San Jose area. I forget the name of that town where they had the garlic festival going on. Mel, we're just asking everybody to stop and think. I mean, this is supposedly a free and open society. And they're getting ready to try and take a big chunk of our freedoms because of some young, misguided, screwed up, fucked up people. And as horrible as this is, we're asking everybody to stop and think a minute and think about common sense fixes. Number one is to encourage people to carry and to get trained so they can protect their families, so they can protect others. And this is what we need to be doing, and quit identifying places as soft targets. Mel, I can point out hundreds of them, and I think about it anytime I walk into a place where there's a crowd of people.
Yeah, because you never know anymore. You never know.
Mel, some of the worst is high school graduations. Thousands of people, and they got all these kids, all these people walking around with backpacks.
Yep.
And that's
Talk
just
about a soft target.
That's just one example. Our schools are not safe. Don't think that they are. And because we have these mega high schools, like out there in Weatherford, who refuses, and many of these schools refuse to build much needed new schools because of their damn football teams. They don't want to mess up the scheme they've got going on that feeds players to them. So therefore, there's a school that has 4,000-5,000 students, maybe more. And Mel, I experienced that when I was in high school. We were in a high school that was designed for 2,500 that had 4,200 in it. So don't tell me that our schools, every place I look around here, there is targets, soft targets. Everywhere I look, Mel, I can bring the country to its knees in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. And I did a video on that at one time. It just takes a very small crew to do it. But I mean, it's just, this is where we're at now. People got to learn that it's up to them. Police are not first responders. People on the scene when the incident happens are the first responders. Police are reactionary. They come in after the deed is done. It doesn't matter if they were there in 30 seconds. It's already been done. Whether it's with a rifle, a handgun, or a damn bomb, or a Molotov cocktail, or a machete, whatever. The damage is done. And you guys, either one of you got a comment on that?
No, I agree with all of it. I agree with all of it. And they're pushing for the big thing they're pushing on is assault weapons.
Yeah.
Because they're scary looking.
Yeah.
And Chicago this past weekend, this was late on the news. You know, it sure didn't lead. They had 40 shootings this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the bulk of those are all handguns.
Yeah.
So they're just trying to take away. They're trying to make where the government can do what they want.
Yes.
Because we lose our weapons, then we'll go back to Russia.
Yeah.
That's how they started, by taking everybody's weapons.
Yep. There was nobody to combat. Hey, Mel, let me say this much. If, the law enforcement is busy trying to disarm bikers. And, bikers are some of the very people that would move toward the fire. They would move to help. And so,
Absolutely.
and especially, we have many bikers that have military experience. And Mel, I did get a picture of Patrick out of, he's the one that's being on trial for criminal carry. A 24-year veteran, Purple Heart recipient, a 2-time Bronze Star recipient. Mel, wait till you see this picture. I mean, it's too bad we're not recording because I would post it now on this video. But wait till you see this. This is the type guy you need when shit goes down. And the majority of bikers, I'm going to tell you, are that way. They're wired that way. One of the safest places, Tony Tinderholt, State Representative Tony Tinderholt, he said one of the safest places he's ever been into was a COC meeting or an INCOM meeting. They were like we had down in Austin.
Yep.
And we get that again and again and again. Man, I felt safe and I felt welcome. This is who we are. And I don't know what it says about our young people fresh out of high school, because most of these guys are that. I mean, clearly there's some kind of problem there in the education they're getting in their family life. Maybe they ought to reach out to a biker as a guide, as a counselor. Make a man out of him.
We're certainly raising lynx anymore.
Yeah. And now video games are getting blamed for the, and that's right now, I see that as one of the number one targets. Because one of these characters,
your video game goodbye.
Yeah. And, I mean, because one of them mentioned, what it Call to Duty.
Yeah.
Ah, damn, go out and there's going to be a rush on the video stores for Call to Duty. Go buy stock in that company. I mean, my God. Stop and think. Stop and think.
It's all emotionalism.
Yes.
It's all run through emotionalism.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, mark my words, some of the most insidious laws that can get passed are going to be those red flags.
Yeah.
They get that on, I'm telling you, it's going to be a nightmare for everyone. You piss somebody off, you piss your girlfriend off, your ex-wife, some guy's got it in for you.
Oh, yeah.
You are fucking dead meat.
I can see this.
There goes our YouTube rating.
Mel, it has happened. It has happened in the past where either a wife or a pissed off neighbor goes out there and makes up some story. And the next thing you know, you're in all kinds of hell.
That's right.
And everybody, I know we're jumping all over the place, but this is how emotional this is, because we're thinking about save the Constitution. We're thinking about save our rights. We're thinking about those families. We're thinking about, our mind is going everywhere because of what we see going on, and because of what we are experiencing. And just like Mel said, an evil law that gets put into the criminal code procedures can take away your rights. And everybody's doing these things off of emotions, off of innuendos, and in many cases off of lies. Like we see going on now with all the talking heads getting out in front of the cameras right off the bat. And Mel, you know, I hate that. Every time I see everybody and his brother get up there to make a comment how good they do and pat each other on the back. You know, I get it that the fire department and all these people came, but you know what, Mel? That's their damn job.
That's right.
I mean, you know what? You're playing on people's emotions. The media, who runs out there and finds people to interview, all the sad stories, we get it. We're sad too. I mean, we're upset that this is even happening because it's taken away our constitutional rights, or it has the ability to do that. And the ability of scrupulous politicians that will take away your constitutional rights to benefit themselves.
I'll tell you, I just cannot believe Trump getting up there and spouting that bullshit. It just blew me away.
Well,
what an idiot.
Like you said, it's all emotions right now. It's all emotions. And you were so right, Mel, and to say that you need to contact your senator, your congressman, and let them know of your concern. That, hey, we can solve this without taking away everybody's constitutional rights. It does need to be looked at, but we also, some common sense fixes. You know, can you imagine the Walmart greeter as this guy walks in with earmuffs on? Oh, and by the way, the second guy, the guy in Dayton, he had on earmuffs too. So law enforcement's looking to see if they. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say they believe that was just a copycat.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the guy in Dayton?
Yeah.
Yeah, by wearing those earmuffs, because at first they were going to try and tie that to some similarity, and but they finally established that they figured it was pretty much just a copycat thing.
Yeah.
Guy thought it was cool and decided he'd do it too.
Exactly.
Because the Dayton guy, I think he was a far left.
Yeah. He's a
versus.
He's a Elizabeth Warren supporter.
Yeah. So that blows the white nationalist out of the water, I would think, but I guess not.
See, they can't afford to have that blown out of the water because then their domestic terrorism thing goes away.
Yeah. Well,
and their hate crime.
We're used to this. What they're doing is they're setting the narrative, and they're going with it. And you know they want to have white nationalists put into a database. Guess what? And Mel, like I said, eventually they're going to want to put all white people in a database, all white men. And Mel, and today I have on my "Don't Tread on Me" T-shirt, and that will get you into a database. It did because it got Tea Party members. They said they might be wearing a "Don't Tread on Me" T-shirt. Here we go, back to what somebody's wearing. And they do this stuff because it works and they can get away with it. They might be a domestic terrorist if they are a veteran.
Oh yeah, Homeland Security wrote that one.
That's right. And Mel, that's still in there.
That's right. That's never gone away.
Yeah,
Any veteran is a potential domestic terrorist,
exactly.
according to Homeland Security.
Exactly. And so it's, you have to
Put that
stop
in your
and
meetings.
think. You have to stop and think. When I was in school, the last thought in my mind was to go waste my classmates, no matter how much I didn't like them.
Yeah.
No matter how much I was bullied. In that case, I learned to fight.
Let's see, we grew up to understand snitches get stitches.
Right. So you can correlate that, Mel. I mean, I knew that there was nobody when I was junior high, elementary school, that there was nobody going to come to rescue me if I was being bullied. And I had that happen a couple of times. But I figured out how to handle it. Fight back. Generally, that one you respect. And that's what we need to do as a people. Learn to fight back. Learn to protect yourself. Don't let these people win. And so Mel, it goes back to those one school students that tackled a gunman. They said, "Hey, we decided we weren't going to be just sit there and cow down and let them just murder us. We had to take some action." So this is where we're at, guys. And we're going to fight for our freedoms. We're going to fight for the bikers that are being tagged on the roads and taken to jail for minor traffic violations. We're going to fight that. It doesn't matter who you are, what club you belong to. If it's not happening, could you imagine if this was happening to the general public, that they were taking everybody to jail for failure to turn signal? And I see that every day that I'm on the highway, that people don't turn signal, that people go across the white lines. Some of the white lines are situated where you don't have a choice if you're going to see down the street. Could you imagine what would happen? The public, there would be such a public outcry. It would be unbelievable.
Right.
And their jails.
Yeah, if they did that for a week.
Yeah.
If they did that for a week, everybody would be out there protesting.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, they would.
Well,
Truck drivers would shut down.
Yeah.
The public's been pretty well brainwashed towards bikers to begin with.
Yeah, they have.
I mean, case in point, we were at Milam County doing that rally.
Mm-hmm.
We were all down there in the town square, a couple hundred of us, a lot of bikes parked around, and there was one business that was open, and they called the police department. There was some lady in there, and she was telling them, "Hey, is there something going on? There's a bunch of bikers out here, and I'm all alone."
Yeah.
She was worried. And had she known the truth, she was never safe.
Yeah. Hey,
never
Mel,
safe.
I'm going to post that picture in TexasBikerRadio.org this afternoon with Patrick. Let me tell you, that picture says it all. This is a guy they're trying to send to prison because there is a prison sentence with this. This is a guy, an innocent man that's never been in trouble with the law. They're trying to send him to prison. A veteran trying to send him to prison.
Well, if that
For being a
picture's what
motorcycle
I think
club.
it is, maybe that's the one that ought to be in the newspaper with the.
Yeah. So, and now we'll have more to say about that later as we get closer to the trial and maybe another rally, because it looks like we're headed that direction. Also, there could be a rally happening in Parker County. I'm waiting on the Deputy Danny to send me the final cost of our body cam videos so we can ride out there with cash and pay for our videos. So
Well, they
we'll,
won't accept the check, huh?
no, well, it could be cash or check, no credit card.
Oh, okay.
But I like to go with cash into the sheriff's department. Just to kind of wave it around, you know what I'm saying? Make a scene. We'll see if we can do a little jousting there in the sheriff's department. Because they generally have something to say. Something. And this is a strange public relations
Yes,
thing.
funny. A public information officer doesn't talk to the press.
Yeah. And we are members of the National Photojournalist Society in good standing. So here we come. Mel, you got anything in closing here? We hadn't made too many mistakes being live.
No, actually, I got to tell you, I'm emotionally drained.
I know.
I am just emotionally drained and severely concerned over what in the hell is going on in this country right now. And, you know, the bullshit they're trying to pull in getting bad legislation passed on a red flag law.
Everyone should be concerned, and everyone should be picking up that phone and expressing your concern to your congressman, to your state representative.
And this is at a federal level. You think the Patriot Act was bad?
Oh.
Wait till they get this shit on.
Oh, right. The problem is there are no checks and balances. We figured that out with the CCP 61.02, the gang database, the gang report that comes from the DPS. There are no checks and balances. They can get away and say whatever they want to, true or not. There must be checks and balances, and that's what we will work on achieving in the next legislative session. If we can't get rid of it totally, then there needs to be some accountability for what it is they're doing. And now that we know that people that are in that gang database that don't belong there, and we need to know from you if your name is in there and you feel it shouldn't be. You need to let us know about it. You need to go to texasbikerradio.org in the news and comments section and see if you're in the gang database in Texas. And if you're in another state, you need to do that, because we're not in every state. Mel, you want to listen? You want to list the states we are in? Did I put him to sleep?
No, we're awake.
Yeah.
Okay. Mel, you want to list the states we're in?
The state we are in for Oh, with solar?
Yeah.
Oh, Sons of Liberty Riders?
Yes.
Certainly. We are in Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Kentucky, and Tennessee.
There you go. And here pretty soon we have our national roundup where all our chapters get together, and it's going to be a good time. Any closing thoughts, Mel and Geezer?
No, sir.
Okay. You guys, we did 50 minutes without screwing up too much. Okay.
User stayed sober.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
I did not have time to make me a Bloody Mary for this broadcast.
Oh,
Oh God. Yeah. Well,
we're all
we'll have-
grateful for that.
we'll have to take a time to talk about our escapades with Bloody Marys. Oh yeah. Okay, guys. Have a great day. Everybody out there, ride safe. Do your due diligence. Do it.
And call your legislator.
That's right. Tell
And
them.
subscribe to this channel.
Oh yes, subscribe by all means.
First,
Yeah.
do that first.
Yeah, let that be your first act.
There you go. Bye bye, everybody. Ride safe.
Goodbye.